it already started messing up. Hi, everybody. Um, I did pick up a couple comic books today, but we're not going to talk about those yet because we're going to be talking about the Immortal Hulk. Been hearing a lot of stuff about this, so I picked up the first trade because I think they're on issue like 24 right now, so I got a ways to catch up on. So I wanted to pick this up and take a look at it. And then, spoiler alert, I liked it so much that my sweet, sweet, loving wife ordered me the second trade. And it came in the mail. Um, so I want to talk to you a little bit about this. I've been very picky about what I've been reading as when it comes to new comics, because I feel like I've just been getting let down by a lot of stuff, and we're not going to talk about Tom King right now, but I just feel like a lot of the things I like are not going well, and the other company, the one that does this, things have been going weird for a while, and I haven't been a huge fan about a lot of the stuff that's been going on, and I haven't been a big fan of a lot of the artwork that's been in their books, at both DC and Marvel. And Comics by Perch did a video the other day about art being subjective, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's very spot on, but it's like art is very subjective, and you can like someone's style and you can not like someone else's style, but there are certain things that transcend being subjective, which is anatomy. And some of you might be going, then why do you like Kelly Jones? And you got a point. But I don't know what it is about Kelly Jones stuff. Even when it's a little odd, I really like it. But other than that, this goes back to me really liking it when the big two had like a house style, and for most artists, like, you had to adhere to certain things, and I just wish that would come up again because I feel like it's just really lazy. However, this book isn't that. It's written by I want to say Al Ewing, but now I'm confused. Yeah, Al Ewing. I'm like, was he the guy on Dallas? Now I'm confused even more. And Joe Bennett did the artwork on here. um, so the story, for those of you who don't know, is in Civil War II. Even though Bruce Banner had already been cured by Amadeus Cho, and maybe I missed some issues as to how he was still going to be Hulk again. I don't remember. I thought the whole reason why Amadeus Cho was Amadeus Cho, the totally awesome Hulk, was because he took his gamma radiation sickness from him. But I might have missed a book in there that said, like, oh, he gets it because of this. Anyway, Bruce Banner makes Hawkeye promise him that if it ever looked like he was going to change, to shoot him with this special arrow tip that he concocted. So they thought he was going to change. Hawkeye kills him. Hawkeye admits it. Whatever. They bury Bruce Banner. Well, this starts off with let me actually get to something that's some crazy junk happens in the beginning. But basically, how it turns out now is that Hulk brings Bruce Banner back to life. Look at that. Jeez. That's awesome. And it turns out that if you have gamma radiation, one of the side effects is that you can't die. That's an awesome 2-page spread right there, which you can't even see. I had the light on earlier, and it just wasn't looking. Are you going to turn those big ones on? Turn the big ones on. We're going to help you, folks. See? Look, that's what happens. At night, Hulk comes out. And just like the lightning that might have shown something, come on, babe, get in the picture. Come on, babe, get in the picture. Anyway, so here he is. He's like, damn. Anyway, so, but now Hulk is like, they call him Devil Hulk in this. It's like every night he's going to turn into the Hulk. It has nothing to do with him getting angry or whatever. Bruce Banner runs crap during the day, and Hulk runs crap at night. Now, I don't really like this Hulk's face. And to be honest, I'm not going to say who in case they ever stumble upon this, but that face looks exactly like this kid I used to hang out with when I was younger. Exactly. So, it's not that it's a bad face. It's just, it looks exactly like some kid. So, like, right here is a good example. Like, Bruce Banner's, like, chilling, and he looks in the mirror, and he sees Hulk. Every time he looks in the mirror, he sees Hulk trying to get out. And there's this awesome bit, I don't know if it's in this one or the next one, but he's sitting in a hotel room, and he's just sitting there thinking, and as he looks up into the mirror, this one was great. I won't tell you much about this story, but this whole thing with this, like, glow-in-the-dark dude, awesome. He sees the Hulk in the mirror, like, trying to, like, bust through the mirror, and he's, like, breaking the mirror, and he's like, oh, that's new. It's hysterical. I, like, laughed. I was like, ha ha ha! And there's Hulk with a big hole in him. I can't remember the name of that dude. Anyway, long story short, this is just a lot of fun. There is one book in here that was doing this, like, weird art style that I wasn't keen on, let's say. But it is what it is. It's like flashback kind of stuff. And we got Sasquatch in here. What? Sasquatch?
Yes.
Yeah, Sasquatch is in this. He plays actually a really big part in it. And then this is a little foreshadowing to what's going on in the next book. And the biggest thing I think I had, I don't know if it's a problem necessarily, but I was constantly unaware of, and then Hulk's gonna fight Sasquatch in the hospital, which is awesome. I guess it's in the next one. I'll show you about the different Hulk faces. But there were some things, like, okay, there's just some great fight scenes. Look at all this. This is nuts. That's crazy good stuff. But this is why people are digging this book, because it looks amazing. It looks like a freaking comic book. Oh my gosh, look at that. So good. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that there was a lot of stuff in here that felt very weird. Like, I wasn't sure where this was going. And then this one was really cool because it pulled a bunch of lore out of older books in the last issue, so I guess it would be issue 5. And it tells you where you can find all that stuff, and then, you know, typical trade stuff where it has all sorts of fun stuff. What I don't like are some of these variants. Like, what the hell is this? Really? But the funniest thing is, it's like, if you want to know all about the Incredible Hulk, start here. Start here with Totally Awesome Hulk. So, all the Hulk stuff there is. If you're new to Hulk, you should start with Totally Awesome Hulk. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay, so the next trade paperback is called The Green Door. Oh yeah, and here it is with the thing I liked. Like right here, he's like sitting there looking at Hulk in the mirror, mirror in the hotel room, and Hulk's smashing the glass, and he's like, "Oh, that's new." He's just like so like chill about everything. But basically, what I'm worried about is there's a lot of like big scope kind of things that are happening in this book, and if done the wrong way, it's gonna suck. And I keep freaking out that something that's they're gonna do in here, story wise, is going to end up being bad, because I'm so pre-programmed now that everything that comes out of this company is going to F itself in the foot, if you get what I mean. So it keeps, like, something will happen, like the Green Door. At the end of this book, you kind of figure out what the Green Door is, but kind of not really. Like, you understand, like, the immediate effect of it, but you don't know anything about it. So with that said, I'm still worried that they're going to screw this up somehow. But one of the things that was really neat about this is that it has the Absorbing Man in it. Now, the Absorbing Man, I think, has one of the crappiest names out of any comic book villain in the world. But I have this deep love for the Absorbing Man. And it comes from, and I've talked about this before, Acts of Vengeance. Back in the early 90s, it was this thing where different bad guys would go after different good guys and try to knock everyone off. And at this time, I was going, okay, I was really into wanting to collect a whole run of something. And I was a kid, I didn't have any money, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to have the whole run of like Amazing Spider-Man or something like that. So there were books like Speedball and Quasar, and those were just coming out. So I started collecting those to have like a full run, and most of them, I think they were done in like 8 or 10 issues. But the Acts of Vengeance with Quasar, he was going up against the Absorbing Man, and it has such a cool cover, and I wish I still had it so I could show you. But on the cover it has the Absorbing Man, and he's like all black with all these like gold bits on him, and he just looks bad as hell, about to destroy Quasar. So I always liked that. And I can't really show you what happens in here without ruining it. So I'm just going to show a couple clips of just some like ridiculous artwork. Look at that. Good Lord. And the Hulk's all messed up looking from the fight. He's all like withered away and stuff. Where is it? Really? Oh, dude, that's so gross. Okay. So, yeah, look at him there. His like skin's all stretched out. Look at that. Crazy. But anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it now that I'm looking for it. But there's this bit where Hulk starts doing all this stuff with a bunch of faces. And it shows you a bunch of different Hulks that have existed. And so I'm wondering what that's gonna, if they're gonna come back to that at all, because it's like That's a pretty epic thing to go through if you're going to show all the faces. And here's Hulk and She-Hulk fighting. I don't know. It's really good. And this, here's a spoiler for one of the books. They go to this, there's this group that's basically trying to find Hulk and destroy him. And they find him, and knowing that he can't die now, they want to find out more about it. They chop him up into a bunch of pieces and store him in a bunch of jars, in hopes that they could do tests to find out what's going on. It's brutal. It's awesome. Man, I wish. Oh, look at this, dude. There are some awesome double page spreads in this. But yeah, there's this page where it has all the different Hulk, all the different faces the Hulk has had, like coming out of his body and stuff, like almost like they're battling for supremacy over who's gonna rule the roost right then. And so that kind of gave me hope that there are different Hulks or different versions of Hulk inside Hulk. And a lot of you are like, yeah, well, no crap, you know, Joe fix it, whatever. But I mean, like, I've never really heard that all the different faces of the Hulk are like, I just thought they were different artist renditions for the most part. I didn't realize that every single little minute difference to the Hulk meant that that was a different personality almost. So anyway, the green door is something very weird, and I'm afraid they're going to F it up, so we'll see if they do. Sales are still good, so I'm assuming they don't. There's some stuff with Bruce Banner's dad that I'm afraid they're going to screw up, but sales are still good, so I'm assuming they haven't. So I'm just going to very eagerly await each trade until I get caught up and I can start collecting the floppies on them. So if you are liking this and you're like, dude, stay on. It gets good. It gets better. It gets even better. Or if you're like, I started Immortal Hulk. It sucks balls. Stop right now. Stop it. Let me know either way down below, and I will see you soon with probably a bit of a haul.